Why kicking up Rumpus in here in my tent. I can actually look at the bottom of the tent to the back of the tent here, the way they build it. And to show you all this bush sites here when we catch up on the beach. We'll come out and show you much more, but you will see it in a different segment. But I don't give you the full rundown on this side of the river and the bank on this beach in Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York City. You'll see it in some other segment, guys. I started break up. We are doing this like a series. So if you don't see one part, you'll see part 2, part 3, part 4, as such. I don't have to, however, name it part 1, part 2, part 3, because I don't have the tools, the time, the patience, no money coming in from this type of work as yet. Whether you want to be an art creator over the different internet platforms, community platforms globally, until I start incorporate partner affiliated programming to my stuff on YouTube, Facebook, or any other TikTok, Snapchat, or rather start doing it for me. Paying me for my hard work I'm bringing you guys. Don't think I'm getting paid. There's a lot of people on Snapchat. I notice I have over 23,000 subscribers. And I still not get the money. I don't know how this thing works. I'm trying to understand it still yet. Remember, it's just last year I, for the first time, started to use the internet. After this Babylonian boy didn't want me submit the crime report complaint to the U.S. attorney, from bankruptcy court to Supreme Court to housing court to all of the appeal court. The system full of shit. They can rob and thief people and throw back on the system. If they didn't do me the wrong they did to me, I was closing acquisition where a plan was to use my home equity as the bank would solicit it to me over the years doing lead abatement poison to my kids and want to finance us, but instead they draw back card for the pre-foreclosure to try to rip me off my home equity. I wasn't under bankruptcy to say I filed bankruptcy because I had income and the bank was trying to commit fraud with a lot of people equity or home equity in my house. You don't have to just fall under hardship or no hardship. No. Sometimes it's bank and Wall Street and the court, the general court system, a ripple off. So if you don't get to tell your story about the truth, nobody would know the truth. I had over 300,000 in equity when I declared Chapter 30 of the Human Rights Commission. Said, Sonia, the banker tried not just solicit it to refinance you after all the work you and your husband or your ex-husband put in the house from lead poisoning, lead abatement, rehabilitation program under the New York City, New York State lead law. If I didn't comply with the lead law, they was about to still find me and take away my kids. And even though you did the work, it's still highway robbery, where they want to come in and do their fraud, and you mustn't live to tell your story with the credit bureaucracy, the crooks, the bribery, the level of corruption in the court system and Wall Street, with the banks and all others, investors. Now I live to tell my story. Fuck these motherfuckers who robbing people their retirement fund. Because as I said, I could have been a multi-millionaire because I was closing another mixed-use property when the equity in my house could have paid anybody under any form of hardship to come out the hardship with the 3,000 income bed and breakfast that I was doing from my house after finishing up the lead poisoning, lead abatement. It took us near 2.5 years with the own hard working money, my corporation money, some of my bank card, my credit card, Home Depot, all others give me line of credit to help out with the rehabilitation. And this is how society functions with the court system. generally on Wall Street with banks and all others just want to rob and thief and throw people back on the system. The system can't wipe my ass. It can't even rent me an apartment, much less buy me a house. I still have to look out for my children regardless of how little I may get. I have to have the discipline to do without. It's slavery I'm talking about. Mental slavery, physical slavery, and much more. Slavery, the word abolish don't mean one blood clot thing. Because centuries later, 450 years or more later, they still harvest their crop wrongly. Half people who try to make it 10 times over, but try pull over down 10 times under. This could happen to anybody because a lot of people going through the same shit I went through. But a lot of people don't do nothing about nothing, so it starts to happen to every generation. See? People should have be on the internet, upload the internet up for clean out the corrupted judge, Wall Street criminals, these banks who rob and thief people home equity and asset, generally for throw them under the bus and more. See, the sky is the limit, so people have to learn to know or forget up and say, I'm not gonna take this blood clot shit anymore. Now I try to make this funny for someone, not just think most of my video gonna be boring. I don't give a fuck what I talk, straightforward, backwards, or proper. Sometimes life is for the living, and I want to try and make this like a comedy piece stuff where people don't just find it boring, funny, mad or crazy and mad. Because, you know, a lot of we Jamaicans, we're born fucking crazy and mad from long time. So nobody can mad we really. We like survivors, under the fittest of the fittest, and the strongest of the strongest can survive any form of hardship detrimentally. See? So, if I wasn't a strong individual, I could have been 6 feet under more with the atrocity the court, the justice system, Wall Street, the banks and others did to me and my kids. Because you can't just rob people their house, asset, income, home equity, property, not just my personal property, you know, I'm a businesswoman, if most of you don't know. But sometimes I just say, you know something, them want it all, make the fuckers them have it. See, because, you know, there's a saying that says, without me there's no you. The bank and the court now look on that. That we're taxpayers working hard, thinking hard, trying to grow asset or home equity and more in a house to retire. People use them house, buy more house and more business, cars and more, send them kids to school and more. But as with slavery, it must be like the have and the have not. Like these motherfuckers kiss my blood rascal backside. Fire burn to these Babylonian and corrupted system that's robbing people their retirement fund, their home, their equity, their life, their freedom, their liberty. These are the deprivation and the slavery with the Constitution of the United States. Fuck up. Judges know they must follow the Constitution with the law, with the code. And them themselves take bribery. These motherfucking judges get all 200,000-300,000 and more yearly. Don't mention the little sideline business or what, all the little corrupted and bribery ass business in the court. If you follow the money, as Wall Street put it, or as movie star or movie production company put it broadly over the internet, follow the money and you can discover the crime and the fraud in the system with the justice system. Prosecution, court administration, it doesn't matter which court, because anything affect one court affect all. Anything affect people one way or another, it affect you all over just the same. I'm going to try to turn my camera and see if I can get it better here for you. Let me see. That's one of Brooklyn Bridge overlooking Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Staten Island, Coney Island in the Brooklyn here. If any boat go under the bridge, our ship has to come in under the bridge. It coming from either Coney Island side, Manhattan side, and New Jersey side, I suppose. Because I think when you can easily come out of Staten Island and go into New Jersey, or you can either come out of Brooklyn and go into Manhattan for heading to New Jersey. So the cargo ship them and the tourist ship and all other ship, boats and all others, jet ski, any form of sports activity you may see. Going under the bridge, coming out from under the bridge, these people could be commuting for miles and miles to come right here. When you see them on the footage or any freelancing footage as an art creator, I may put out over YouTube, Facebook, or any other platform, community platform globally, you will know what I'm trying to say if you pick sense from nonsense. So, New York City, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Bronx, Staten Island, much less Long Island. Everything is connected, intellect, connected. It's like your body will be bone connected to whatever bone is. Yo, I want to remember interaction during the days, being the man did bad himself, bone man connection. Well, the same way any country, any borough, any city have to build bridges, roads, communicate by sea, land, air, whatever. This is why we have to call this shit maritime law. We come out of our mother, bird canal, and everything function under maritime law with water and land and sea and air and much, much more. Indigenous people know this, so all indigenous people, if you're not indigenous, maybe you may support the last look up a book and study history, science, social study, and much more. Learning is learning, it's a continuous thing. People can be the dunces or rascal people. See, so we must learn to respect each other and make learning continuous. And we must love our brothers and our sisters and much, much more as the Creator, the Heavenly Father, the Almighty. See, Jah Rastafari. My grandfather was a Rasta man, so sometimes when you hear man feel like I'm a Rasta woman, most people used to think I'm a Rasta, but I have a curly locks, you know. My ears, I can do anything with my ear as a naturalist. And people would say, damn, I hardly put chemical on my ear now, I'm a naturalist. Once in a blue moon, if I feel every 10-15 years, I could put little relaxer in my ear and make it like tall and straight to show the real me or the not real me. You're supposed to know what I mean. But I'm a naturalist, that's why I say art. I was born naturally beautiful, and I can thank the Creator for that. Whether we're born ugly or beautiful, we're still beautiful on this heavenly earth. Mother Nature. See? It's not who pretty from who ugly. It's the inside that counts. Because most people can be hypocritical or worse. I see some people on the internet that talk about as if, 10 other shit about them. You see a lot of people live in a glass house and like throw a stone. See? Sometimes I have to drop a few of my friends. Because they non-progressive. That's how I look on them. See? And me and them used to move good. And if I even tell one of them, for example, let's say you ask somebody something and them I tell you a bag of lie. I don't mean no harm, but this carry go bring come situation and people stabbing each other in them back. I don't move with back stabbers. Because if I want to tell you to your face or not to your face, I will tell you. Because I did have a friend, if the cap fit her and the cap fit them, and them look on this, make them blood clot wear it. Some people laugh and talk in your face and behind you they stab you in your blood clot back. You have nothing good for say sometimes. Don't listen when people talk something and behind people back, you run, go carry it back like I did mend somebody arm when I did say, yo, you know something? My friend, I have a time when she tell lie. Because if one time Tanya asked me something about Section 8 and others, and I asked the motherfucker about Section 8, she would say, well, she didn't know about Section 8. I could go on and on about the rest, but I could just drop it because, as I say, what it pay if you tell the truth more than you tell lies? And I didn't mean no harm when I tell the next person for the next person go back to tell and start some problem. I want to start more problem. But make them fuck off. That's how I look on it. You want the war, you know, like peace, that it mean nothing bad. As I try to explain certain issue one time. Because somebody hear me out and carry it back to the person when I talk about. I mean the person when I talk about then and them call me friend I want to chat fuckeries about 10 other bullshit. That's why I don't keep friend on average. My new friend is now, you know, dealing with the internet and more for say make a check out if the internet we can learn for respect ourselves, tell our story and others and nobody stab and kill nobody or hurt or harm nobody. See? Life is for the living though. Life is like you can tell a story. But some people take it negatively and want to carry the burn come for start problem for cause now under Freedom of Information Act if me I tell my court story, my life story and more. I want these fucking judges, Judge Cat, Judge Levert, and all the other judges the time start messing with my fucking brains because this is a breach of my bankruptcy chapter 13. My equity into my home could pay off all my creditors. We are the creditors really now. They give we credit and then they turn around and talk. They are the creditors. Because they want to see we in debt. For things they can tell lies and say, you know something, them in debt. We don't just in debt, we can have asset with the debt. But we can work it out to make it work for everybody. Equally for pay out everybody righteously. See? But you have Wall Street and banks and the system itself. It doesn't matter where in the blood clot world you live. As not just America this happened to. Or in. It happens in every fucking country of the world. A lot of people want to survive and don't give a fuck about the truth with other people's survival. So when me talk something, on average, sorry, I'm going to talk the truth. My finger just touched down just now. I'm going to talk the truth. And whoever want to pick it up, because as Bob Marley said, him throw him not calling a blood clot foul. So in the foul want to pick it up negatively and act like them stupid or them fool who want to start a war or more. You know, if you understand what I mean, when I live in my house and work hard for it just like everybody else, so pay my tax like everybody else, I earn income like everybody else. Why you think the Human Rights Commission and then even me and others say you can go for chapter 13 or chapter 11? My business woman, I could have filed a chapter 11 too. But chapter 13 is to reorganize the debt. And that judge created, Carla E created the Brooklyn Bankruptcy Court, they gave me the reorganization plan for $250. I did have $5 in my hand. If she didn't even want to pay the $5 up front, that much I could have done from the bed and breakfast. Because I don't file bankruptcy, because I did broker file bankruptcy, because the bank was trying to pre-foreclose on more home equity from lead poisoning abatement that New York City, New York lead law under federal law. Meaning, I could break it down this way. When you go take your kids for monthly checkup, let's say the doctor, they take lead or lead-based poisoning in your children's blood, whether they be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 year old. They're going to naturally report it to the government. The government is a set of liars and blood clot, thief and worse. However, who may come in and want to cause damages and harm, whether people have income, asset or not, for cause further harm to want to threaten you to. You have to comply. You don't comply, they're going to sack you with anything called a monthly fine of $1,000 and maybe calling ACS to take away your kids. Now we comply under all of that, with all of that said, knowing my kids at 22, 23 lead level in their blood. As the house that we live in was built in the early 40s, 1940, 1946, 1943, 45, God knows. Well, they come in and really tell me early 40s. And I have to comply. If I don't comply, they're going to find me and call ACS. Now my husband is a builder at the time. I'm a subcontractor from Jamaica where we build our own house. People in my community can tell you about me. People who know me from Spanish Town, Port Royal, Kingston, Jamaica, regardless of any part of Kingston, Jamaica, family, friends and more, can tell you. I don't beg nobody. So when you say others are rob and thief, no, you can't blame people for rob and thief. Because it's the biggest set of robbers and thief is the system and the court system and the bank and Wall Street. And all others investors, called lawyers investors or real estate investors, they don't do things rightly by the book. They just want to come in and play a ball game with people's life and we must run and starve and don't look and in fact no God a comfort to tell the story. Tell the story of your blood clot life with corruption and others in the fucking general court system. Somebody pay the Brooklyn bankruptcy court, cut a long story short, 2 months in advance. See? Next thing we know, them start harassing me from one court to another. I bring a fraudulent void sale, void deed, foreclosure, because once you beat a bankruptcy, no, sorry, once my bankruptcy didn't beat the foreclosure, it's the next year. Once I beat a foreclosure, even by an hour the same month, date year, which it occurred really, in fact, September 22nd, 2000, I filed a chapter 13, where I stand up outside the court system from, what, 6 o'clock in the morning till 9 something till the court open, because my lawyer, them was fucking up and messing up, and them themselves look like a rip-off artist as they was taking my money, so they send me with whatever paper they write up or file through their computer software. Lawyer emphasize, try file it before September 22nd, 11 a.m. before the foreclosure. 11 a.m. is the foreclosure up to 2 p.m. So it's OB2 because I was on the Brooklyn bankruptcy court early that morning as the court opened. I fly in, I fly out, where I beat the bank by a near hour plus. So when you talk about the automatic state bankruptcy code, I could talk about these 3 codes, particularly section 362, section 1301, section 5010. Section 5010 I have to do without the judge them overlooking everything and anything I might be talking about, because they corrupted with the facts. That's they even throw back on me. Reorganization payment plan money in my face. They send it by mail back to me. You because this should mail fraud if I want to prove it though. Why would you want to send back my money when I pay in advance? Unless you know some tricks of the trade, go and rob me or about to rob me. You send back my money and want to dismiss my case? Next thing I know, I'm in house in court. Even before that, or around the time then, where them telling me I must get the fuck out of my house because of foreclosure happened. So I go in the court and file some order to show cause and say, let me defend my case even if the crooked ass lawyer then will take my money too. So the lawyer where I even hire second one and the trustee, the first trustee Michael, even at the first bankruptcy meeting before the reorganization plan came in, he telling me if my first lawyer don't do a good job, I don't do the job since him didn't come in the court early in the morning and my first ever chapter 13 bankruptcy meeting with the trustee. Him go and send me another lawyer. Come to find out another lawyer where the trustee even send me to. I took the trustee advice later. When I go in the office, the lawyer work with a foreclosure consultants that are paying even then before I file any form of bankruptcy ever to stop what the bank do wrongfully. As the Human Rights Commissioner would tell me rightfully, he's negotiating for me. And even if I go and tell him I want back my money from robbing, I think the foreclosure consultancy name, some J Robin or some shit or whatever his name was. I put it on the court file. I don't joke. Put it, that's if I need it one day I can go back and pull it. Because with all the things they continue to take away. And because they sanction, their malice, their bribery, their corruption, their bias, their misconduct, these judges. I'm talking about judges and lawyers alike, and Wall Street and bank. Try and rob me not just my house, but my life and my liberty, my freedom, and my kids and all over with deprivation, slavery. I'm talking slavery. Back to how we learned slavery. Not different from what our fourth parents went through. It's the same controversy I was facing. Like the Eden want to see my back against the wall as they rob and thief with home equity, with asset, with house, with business, with children, with life. You name it. I'm gonna talk. As I remember even going to the foreclosure court and telling the judge after Judge Cat, the first housing court judge, when I tell her as I write up my order to show cause, it's a void sale, void deed foreclosure, it's fraud. It's wrong what you're doing to want to evict me and something fraudulent, that's void. When I did have a chapter 13, even if another lawyer and said don't reopen, but chapter 13 as I asked him to reopen the first chapter 13, he said file a second one. This man took over $4 grand from me and didn't do fuck neither. Just like the first fucking lawyer. And these fucking lawyers are going to teach future generation, when you hire anybody and they don't want to give you a receipt, take back your blood clot money right away. I call the fucking police and more. I sue them and more. If the police and more don't want to go do nothing, carry them in a court right away. In fact, with even any form of eviction, bankruptcy, anything, sue right away. As I did do and try to do all this all at once. The only thing I didn't do for my eviction thing was to counter sue them. I could have put a counter sue for $1 million. Near where them rob me with my asset. And for spoil up another acquisition of another mixed-use property I was trying to close with my equity. I would have been a multi-millionaire as I sit here telling this story. Could have won 3 to 5 billion instead of just losing one as I was buying 2 with the equity. And as the bank and all that is trying to rip off my equity and pre-foreclose, as even those them with a chapter 13 before. But none of the court now work under the law. All of the court corrupted with the law and the constitution being far more unconstitutional, with judges violating the very same constitution of the United States with their law code or colors of law. What do you think? When you rob my house, you don't rob me many other things. You rob my life, liberty, freedom. My children, as if legal aids would turn to the judge and say, if I'm in the right with everything I'm saying, then if we take our house wrongly, you know, she might lose her kids. Just the way they did threaten her to let abate the house and she fix it up and make a brand new house. I could have did that 5 house the time I even invest in that house. You know, a lawyer they tell me I should divorce my husband and move on with my life and go start another life. So the time I invest in that one house, I put everything I talk about to marriage, for better or for worse. Give me a fucking break when it comes to marriage, business, already blood clot. It's the waraboo. Because you were willing to do the work and put the work into things, and you say, well, get the shit end of the stick. And I ain't taking no blood clot shit end of the stick, because I remember going also to the foreclosure judge to stop Judge Cat eviction after she did hear the case, and a case of harassment with a void sale, void deed, dismiss it and warn the lawyer stop harassing me over my property, but call it back next month when she did refuse to give me paper to show I win the case when she dismissed it and warn the lawyer. Call it back, I call my lawyer. I talk about bankruptcy court, neck error and 10 other shit. So she now have the right to protect any form of corruption and all that and sack me with an eviction. Even if I'm in the right, this motherfucking forsaken pussyclad, Jew, bumbleclad, ugly judge. And don't mention Sheena, another house slave judge, Judge Levert. All when appeal Judge Cat. 6 months later, him want to take on the fight, but still, as appellant term, block her from evict me as I tell him the story. I appeal it and tell the story, same way they block the white judge, even though she did dismiss it, refuse to give me my paperwork because I win the case. And I should walk away, she not giving me no paper. Didn't you not hear me warn the lawyer stop harassing you over your house, but you have the audacity a month later to call it, come back and want to tell me I'm a liar. Right to my face. Can you imagine the misconduct people are calling you fucking liar in court? Tell the pussyclad ass white judge, Jura ugly judge, don't call me no blood clot liar, because I'm a black woman who don't stand for pussyclad shit. Because anybody I tell lie right now is blood clot you. You will try to rob me my house, my life, my equity, my children, and fucking much more. So watch what you say to me, Your Honor. And I tell her I'm going to go appeal her right away, block her with an appeal, because if she going now turn around, I call the lawyer that I about bankruptcy court, call her and say there was an error. There was an error, somebody still trying to rob me. I not try to rob nobody. So while I'm doing this documentary, live and direct, as a full podcast, I don't know if the wind affecting the way I'm speaking as I'm trying to do this documentary. Right here on the windy ass beach with the tent and others under the tree here, even making a lot of noise. I'm gonna expose them blood clot the way them rob and thief from people. There's a lot of people afraid of judges. I don't afraid of no motherfucker. See? The sky is the limit. You rob me and I mustn't talk about my retirement fund and more. You wanna reach up here in my head one way and you try rob me my retirement fund, my home equity, my asset. I did have another acquisition when they all doing this shit to me. So I end up losing another 6,400 on the mixed-use property, where the equity could have did close that property and refinance and pay we and everybody out. Anybody like Home Depot and my other creditors and my corporation where I borrow money from my own business off of the bank with my own money. I fix up that blood clot house. And then you want to come turn the shit around and I talk a lot of shit. So and I just did appeal her, but I went over to the foreclosure court. Tried to tell the foreclosure judge, whichever motherfucking black or white motherfucking bullshit judge close such fraudulently with a void sale, void deed. Did you not know there was a bankruptcy? And I beat the fucking bank ass by an hour. The very same day of the foreclosure, did file a fucking chapter 13. And it should have come to a full stop, but the bankruptcy court cashier did warn me now. She said, when she see me walk out and she called me back, she said, Miss Cole, bear in mind anything theory then will be considered void. Let's say they continue the foreclosure, eviction, any form of lawsuit, garnishment of your income, wage, asset, or any other thing. The sky is the limit. It's a good thing the girl called me and tell me, because the print with the bankruptcy paper didn't even show it unless you zoom it out under a copy machine. Eventually, one day into the appeal, before I also appeal, the crooked ass black judge will come on and supersede the white judge. It's like many judges I watch the case, I try get them like a cut out of it, no? Cut of corruption with Wall Street and the bank and the lawyers, investors who buying up my house. Because lawyers, investors is also judges. Judges who sometimes sit on the bench, get their political dollars from lawyers, investors to corrupt the general court system. That's what they talk when they say follow the money. If you say a judge have more asset, more than them income and all others, and they get rich overnight, ask where the fuck their income coming from. Because if they get seriously harded, the fuckers them can get fucked. But they act like kings and queens in the court system and back them one another with any crime as one do it, one copper. Somebody else will say, yo, we're not going to expose that, we could just try hide the fact. Let's try hide these facts. Let's try to win back our hopes, our life, fuck our own. So you can imagine what I'm trying. And I'm not running from these motherfuckers, believe you me. Because these shit stay on our credit report or the general court system for the next 25 to 33 years, 25 to 33 years. Yet under bankruptcy protection, they're going to say it stays on our credit for the next 7 to 10 years. What kind of bullshit, motherfucking bullshit talk that is? You tell us one thing and when we're going through all robbery, the bribery, the corruption, and 10 other shit, you're going to say 10 other. Yo, you can run and hide, but motherfucker won't tell you for mess with me. Won't tell you for rob me, my crib, my children, my house, my life, my asset, my income. There's a lot of things I lose out pan. This is 22 years later, going into the 25 years later, as time fly by. And all appealing these motherfucking bullshit for a year. One court after another court with the DA, the Justice Department, the Criminal Court, the police, all of them. All involving the corruption. The HRA, the city, the state, the federal government. All of them violating the Constitution of the United States with colors of law in the court system. Robbing and thieving people, asset and retirement fund, business, income. The children mustn't have nothing. So this is to protect future generation. Tell it as it is and expose these son of a gun, because there's a lot of judges and lawyers got caught up into telling lies about judges and lawyers. And subject me not just to one eviction or turn up be 5, 6 eviction. Year after year, if I live with family, friend and anybody else and they under hardship, I get fucked up. And as they hear Sonia Cole live there, even more fire. These blood clot motherfucker who think I wouldn't put fire under them grass more too. motherfuckers, them are deprived my housing and the housing discrimination with bankruptcy discrimination, foreclosure discrimination, eviction discrimination, garnishing my stuff year after year from one eviction after to 10 other more. I say, motherfucker, I would go in a court every fucking year and the average one and say, motherfucker, I'm for real. I only gonna have to deal with for blood clot life. And one day I'm gonna put on a fuck out on the internet. Because even the foreclosure judge will tell the court attorney when they put in an emergency order upon judge get eviction the time. You can send the court attorney down tell me he don't want me in the courtroom. Tell me a surplus money of 10,000 did leave out of them liquidating my house wrongly. Can you imagine you have a lot of equity, can buy up anything and 10 more property to make yourself retire faster than these fucking motherfuckers want to think they can slave drive you? But their goal was to rip off everything because black man mustn't have nothing. That's how they put in it these last days. Black man must be up on them the cow backside. As if we don't know money like a white man that is a fucking mother, fucking set of teeth. And then here come a house slave judge. As I did tell the court attorney for the Supreme Court, go and tell the judge who did his fraud, what they want to tell me, 10,000 surplus money, leave I must take it and run. I tell the court attorney, I tell the white judge, take it, use his backside. You're robbing and thieving from people and want people to take next to nothing. When he's near 200,000-300,000 in equity I built into that motherfucking crib. Keep it fucking watch me cut and go through. As if you don't want to fucking say like we retire while we're succeeding. I'm going to teach you a lesson on a dare not forget just the way the Judge Cat would have tell me. She going to teach me a lesson I dare not forget because I trying was to tell her the time when she recall it after dismissing it. It's only one set of bankruptcy paper did have for me. The first one was void the whole thing. Don't just talk about the second one. As you know, line up all the bankruptcy judge to talk about fraud when it's him and them committing fraud and me. They want to twist it and turn it the next way. How can you commit fraud against yourself when you defend your own life and your own property and your own kids and your own liberty, freedom, your own retirement fund, your own income asset? My house was bed and breakfast to me. I didn't rent it to any general tenant. I was renting to people who fly in and fly out and couldn't afford Manhattan Hotel, Queens Hotel, whether it be Hilton, Sheraton or any other hotel. Any household hotel all around the world want to know. Because anyway from maybe 100 to 250 or more a night. I was renting $25 a day. The tourists them didn't even come and stay on me. As when you rent as bed and breakfast, these tourists come to tour any country. They don't stay in the hotel or a room where they rent. More time they out on the road. It's when night time come, they may just go back into their hotel, their bed and breakfast or house or any others they rent from others. See? So since it's going into near hour, and I'm like near 44 minutes into this, as I learn, I'll get close to home. But it's windy out here. The reason why I come out this side of the beach where I'm catching up right now is because as I said, if I did out along the next side, it's a pointing my camera from all over the first. So you said we get representation and the whole time. The sun with that blast we cannot away and blow over 10%. I have to make the home depot bucket where I pack all of my food, bring all my food, and you can start eating my lunch as late. If you don't eat me breakfast with from morning, I just, you know, working, pulling this whole special segments. Let me bring it to you guys and talk and continue the story or the saga and what these judges lie and thief out, rob with life, with retirement fund, with home, with asset, with income, with children. You know, it's like we must, like they want us on the poverty level. We must stay on the poverty level. See how I work right now as a creator? Even you not get paid, you still come out and work hard while I upload things for free. Because even when I did have a business though, sometimes a lot of businesswomen will come, businessman will come to group and say, you know, business, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but sometimes we have to reinvest or sacrifice yourself or say something good, you're going to come out of something bad. Or sometimes we have to save the liquor we get to push back in the business or use other people's credit card, farmer credit line and all that. I can't even get credit line, much less business credit. Even though I'm still working out here as a creator, author. My friend called me for a trade show where I used to go a lot. As I used to do import, export, real estate, investment and more. I said, fuck that. I'm for every blood clot thing under the heaven and earth. I can't work in blood clot peace. I work hard in this life and fucking court system, banks, Wall Street, investors, lawyers, after Indian chief must rob and thief from me. I don't buy a pussy clot slave. They kiss my black ass. Throw you back on the system and want you collect SSD, and if you go to the HRA and all of them, we used to have to go to the police and all of them. I tell them little lying we and them little thief we think we must run and we must blood clot die. And I run and die. Listen to this, it look like chase. Being liars and thief in the system. So I'm approaching near 50 minutes, so I think they're going to cut off and make it be less than the hour. You know? I thought this was cheese, but it's not cheese, it's somebody else coming up to me. Brother, you look like my daughter people, you know? Yeah. You need water? You don't have no water? Alright, I think I have a bottle of water. I didn't open it yet, you can have it.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, stay blessed, yeah? Yeah, so I have to tell my life story how these judges rob and thief. If you see me doing other shots, other lengthy, different documentary or footage or any different story or movie, the sky is the limit. You know? So sometimes we just have to tell our story on life as we work hard in this life, and we have to learn to protect future generation. Because you see how the police and the court system out here and make a lot of we black people, like they just want to straight under the bus. We must have nothing for our children and our family, and that's not nice. So let me just upload this as I'm looking to be like, this is like, let me tell you how much duration it takes so far. 48 minutes, going into 49 minutes or 50 minutes. I don't think I can go to 60 minutes, so for now I got just tape and edit. And edit this thing, that was chase, that was just now as the brother was approaching. Because, you know, where you can help your brothers